Loneliness is something we all go through as it is a serious condition and can even be a form of depression. It can lead to high blood pressure, depression, reduced immunity and cardiovascular disease as it is proven to have a detrimental effect on your body and well-being. In a study published in 2011, loneliness is linked to fragmentation, which is defined as arousals and awakenings that disrupt the normal stages and architecture of sleep. That is when you keep waking up through the night and can't sleep. Loneliness can be defined as the epidemic of our time, with more than half of the Americans reporting feelings of loneliness despite the fact that it seems like we are more interconnected to one another thanks to social media. If you're experiencing loneliness, know that even the person seated next to you is as well. Maintaining relationships with friends and family is key to being healthy. However, if you don't feel like you're lonely, keep an eye out for the following signs. Many of the signs and symptoms of loneliness are normal and not necessarily a sign of a larger problem if they occur once in a while. At some point, you hated life and everything it threw at your door. People go through life very lonely, wondering what happened to their life. But because we are now more creative than ever before, we sometimes hide our loneliness. We pretend to be happy posting fake stuff on social media. But in real life, loneliness is kicking in. And if this is you, then you might not even realize that you're already hiding your loneliness. Hey PsychTubers, welcome back to the Max Mental Health channel. In this video I am gonna be talking about the 6 secret signs you're experiencing deep loneliness. The following signs will tell whether you're experiencing loneliness or not. 1. You have irregular sleeping habits. According to research, loneliness can wreck your chances of getting a good restful night's sleep. Being young, we often sleep less, heck. A lot of us have tried zero sleep for 48 hours straight. Researchers measured the sleep cycles of 95 people, then compared them with the participants' self-reported loneliness scores. Some of them reported lonelier lives, but none of them lived isolated lives. This implies that the lonelier the person, the higher the levels of fragmented sleep. If you're a responsible party girl, you ditch sleeping and settle for day naps because you have to work. Yet you spend the entire night awake. You have irregular sleeping habits and you usually can't sleep, unless your body is very exhausted. 2. You usually go for shopping. A study of 2,500 people over 6 years found that loneliness causes people to go for a shopping spree, yet materialism does not cause loneliness. Shopping is something we all want to do, but if you're shopping more often than not, that could be a sign of something else. You fall in love so easily that you just have to bring them home. Until you have no more place to sit on. And when your friends ask about it, you give them a long list of nonsense. So if you find yourself shopping abnormally and fixating on material possessions, you could be lonely. 3. You feel lonely. When you feel lonely, you may want nothing more than a nice hot shower, though this may not be an excuse lonely people make. Researchers found a link between physical and social warmth. This means that if a person feels lonely that is socially cold, they are more likely to substitute emotional warmth with physical warmth by taking warm showers. There's a difference between too many long baths and too little. But if you are doing either of these two, then you are experiencing loneliness and hiding it. Of course, these things can be a pleasant experience. But it is the severity with which you do them that matters. Such comforts can be a great way to deal with loneliness, so you feel better doing them, then by all means do them. But if you find them to be less of a temporary fix and more of a steady crutch, then it's time to seek treatment from a medical professional to attack the cause of your loneliness. 4. You've gained weight. Loneliness can sap all your energy and motivation. It is also one of the biggest drives towards overeating. We turn to food to nurture and nourish ourselves as it is the most obvious way to fill ourselves up. A lot of people find comfort in food and we totally understand it. We all have reasons for spoiling ourselves with food, but guess what? Sometimes we eat too much because you know that deep inside your only companion is food. If you find yourself eating more than you should, and then you give an excuse that you are trying out a new diet, then that is you covering up for your loneliness. Since weight gain is a common side effect of depression, it doesn't come as a surprise that weight gain could also signify loneliness. Instead of finding happiness in food, we highly suggest you check in with yourself. Once you figure out that you're experiencing loneliness, then that's your first step to a better life. 5. You spend a lot of time on social media. Research shows that heavy use of social media is associated with feelings of social isolation. Spending more than 2 hours a day on social media means you are more likely to feel lonely than those who spend 30 minutes or less on social media. The healthiest way to use social media sites as a tool is to get in contact with friends and loved ones. To find friends from high school and set up a time to hang out. If you are spending a lot of hours on social media, then you're setting yourself up for an empty experience. Keep in mind that you have a choice and stop checking your phone too much and open up about your loneliness. It is therefore healthier to call someone rather than scrolling on Facebook. 6. You prefer being friends with other lonely people. A study in 2010 found that loneliness spreads through a contagious process. Also, according to research, you're 52% likely to feel lonely if the person you're attracted to is lonely. Lonely people tend to be friends with other lonely people as birds of the same feather flock together. If your friends are constantly talking about negativity, misery and sadness, chances are that you're also experiencing the same. But because you haven't realized it then yet, you give advice to them. But just because you're the one giving advice doesn't mean you're not lonely. Maybe you just haven't realized it yet, or you're trying to hide it. If there aren't many positive people around, go out and find some, especially in club sessions. This is a great way to meet new people in public places who share similar interests to yours. Be sure to watch out for my next video about the voices inside your head. Please like, subscribe and hit that notification bell to be the first to know in case I upload. Thank you.